Jose Luis Mendilibar's remark hit like an unexpected headline. Pedri, he said, is so commanding that he can make Barcelona supporters almost forget Xavi and Iniesta. It is the kind of line that spins conversations across social feeds because it compresses history and expectation into one provocative sentence. And it arrives just days before a Champions League clash that promises to be more than a game. Mendilibar is no stranger to Barcelona's orbit. He knows how their automatisms work, and he knows the danger of a team forced to reshuffle. So when a coach who plans to press and to destabilize says a young midfielder carries that much weight, you have to listen. Pedri himself is an intriguing mixture of calm and courage. He seeks the ball in crowded corridors. He times his touches to create rhythm rather than simply to keep possession. And he has a way of making high-risk passes look inevitable. Those qualities, the spatial intelligence, the tolerance for pressure, the vision to thread play through compressed spaces, are why comparisons to the likes of Xavi and Iniesta travel from hyperbole into serious conversation. But there is a caveat behind Mendilibar's praise. Comparisons can become a burden as quickly as they become an honour. Barcelona's season has been marked by squad rotation, forced substitutions and fragile continuity. When lineups cannot repeat, the automatisms that turn good passes into unstoppable patterns are interrupted. Olympiacos will try to weaponize those interruptions. Their plan is straightforward: press with intensity to limit Barca's early touches, target transitional moments so Pedri cannot orient the team, and force substitutions that break the familiar link between midfield and attack. If Barca loses rhythm, those neat between-lines passes dry up and the match becomes a series of contested duels rather than a choreography of passes. That is precisely why Mendilibar's words are both compliment and challenge. He praised Pedri's influence while telegraphing his intention to neutralize it. Beyond strategy, there are crucial supporting names who will shape the night. Lamine Yamal has been singled out for maturity beyond his years. He brings a directness that pulls defenders and creates pockets for midfield operators. Ronald Arago remains a late-game threat, an aerial safety net who, as recent matches showed, can change results in a single intervention. Those players are Barcelona's balance, the pieces that reduce the team's reliance on one orchestrator, but they only work if the midfield can keep the machine running. The micro-battles to watch are small but decisive. Who receives the ball first under pressure? Who risks the progressive pass when the lane looks closed? Who recovers instantly after a bad touch? Those moments, a single misplaced pass or an inspired interception, will determine whether Mendilibar's claim becomes a headline of validation or a rallying cry for Barca's resilience. There is also a human texture to this rivalry. Coaches get emotional, refereeing decisions bite into concentration, and touchline tension can bleed into player focus. Mendilibar himself acknowledged the heat of those moments when he referenced being sent off and the fine margins that define a coach's presence. It matters because silence and composure on the touchline ripple into how players respond under pressure. The broader implication is stark. If Pedri can truly dictate a Champions League night to the degree Mendilibar suggests, clubs across Europe will rethink defensive schemes and scouting priorities. Pedri would enter conversations about generational midfield influence with more force. Conversely, if Olympiacos manage to neutralize him and expose Barcelona's lineup fragility, the result becomes proof that careful preparation and disciplined pressing can still upset the established order. For Barcelona fans, the match is a crucible. Is the club's identity simply a set of names and systems, or can it evolve around fresh leadership without collapsing under expectation? For Pedri, the night is an invitation to carry weight without being crushed by it, to show that praise can be met with performance and that comparisons to legends can be a milestone rather than a millstone. So when the whistle blows, watch the quiet dominion of possession as closely as the loud flashes of skill. Watch who gets the ball in tight spaces, who dares the risky pass, and how the team responds if Pedri is hurried out of influence. Mendilibar's sentence gave this match a narrative spine, a compliment sharpened into a challenge, and the answer, whether it affirms a new era or reasserts Barcelona's collective depth, will echo long after the final whistle.